Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're looking at something that's, well, completely fascinating, but honestly, a little bit terrifying. We're talking about the invisible enemy, your daily habits versus your cellular clock. Today, we're breaking down the unseen, biological consequences of the things we just do every single day. We're going to start right at the gates of your body, your mouth, and journey all the way down to a microscopic level to see exactly what's happening to yourselves at this exact second. If you love figuring out how things actually work, you're absolutely in the right place. Let's get to it. Are your daily habits secretly destroying your body right now? It's a pretty intense question, right? But the reality is, as you're sitting here right now listening to this, an invisible battle is raging. At this very second, bacteria might literally be throwing a party on your teeth, chewing away just like they did last night. And at the exact same time, your everyday stressors and lifestyle choices, they could be aging your internal cells way faster than your actual birthdays would suggest. See, it's not really about how many candles were on your last cake. It's about the microscopic wear and tear happening today. Let's start right inside your mouth. Think of your enamel, that shiny, hard outer layer protecting your teeth, kind of like the protective paint on a brand new car. Now, what happens when that paint peels? Right, the metal underneath is exposed to the elements and rust sets in. Inside your mouth, you've got over 700 species of bacteria hanging out. Some are completely fine, but others, absolute troublemakers. They feed on the leftover food stuck between your teeth, and as they eat, they pump out an acid. And that acid is exactly what strips away your car paint. Once your enamel is compromised, the rust sets in, and your teeth start to break down. So why does this actually matter beyond just, getting a cavity at the dentist? Well, your mouth is the main gatekeeper to your entire body. When you have poor dental habits, you end up with swollen, bleeding gums. And that opens up a direct, fast-lane highway for these bacteria to enter your bloodstream. From there, they travel straight to your heart, they trigger inflammation inside your blood vessels, which actively contributes to clogged arteries. Think about it. Someone could be struggling with high blood pressure, taking their meds, and being totally unaware that the bacteria relaxing inside their unbrushed mouth is a major driver of their heart issues. Mind-blowing, right? Now, luckily, your body has a brilliant built-in defense mechanism: saliva. It's your natural cleanser. Think of it like a security guard patrolling your teeth. During the day, as you're talking and eating, saliva washes those acid-producing troublemakers right away. But when you go to sleep, your salivary glands power down. The security guard basically clocks out and goes home for the night. If you haven't cleaned your teeth, you are leaving those bacteria to just multiply, completely unchecked, for a full 8-hour night shift. And this brilliantly illustrates why there are two totally distinct critical phases of defending your mouth. When you brush in the morning, you're basically clearing away that massive army of bacteria that set up camp overnight while the security guard was asleep. Plus, if you do it before breakfast, the fluoride coats your teeth in a protective shield against the acid in your morning coffee or orange juice. But night brushing is about shutting down the entire day's buffet, all the jollof rice, the sugar, the snacks you ate throughout the day. If you skip brushing at night, you leave all that food for the bacteria right as your saliva levels drop. You're basically throwing them a feast. But how you brush is just as crucial as when. So let's debunk a few massive myths real quick. Salt and water? Sure, salt kills some bacteria, but it doesn't do a thing to strengthen enamel. That's like trying to mop a filthy floor with just plain water. Using your finger? That's literally like sweeping your entire house with your bare hands. Your finger cannot get into those tight gaps where bacteria play hide and seek. What about chewing sticks? Yes, our ancestors used them, and they do have antimicrobial properties, but they still can't reach those tight spaces between teeth, and they lack fluoride. And charcoal toothpaste? It might scrub away surface stains from your teeth, sure, but it does absolutely zero to stop the internal rot of a cavity. So here is your ultimate takeaway for dental health. Look, you wouldn't wash a pile of sweaty gym clothes with just water, right? You need soap. Toothpaste is the soap for your teeth. And fluoride is the active shield. Without fluoride to actually rebuild that enamel fence, your toothpaste is just useless foam. And foam alone is not going to fight back against the acid trying to drill holes in your teeth. So, the crucial point here is that the way we treat the microscopic elements in our mouth totally mirrors how we treat our entire body. Let's shift our focus from the gates of the mouth to the whole castle. Biological aging. What is it? Basically, it's when daily cellular DNA damage happens faster than your body can repair it. Aging is not just a number, it's a biological process where your cells take hits every single day. Imagine your billions of cells are like little candles that burn out and need replacing.
Aging simply takes over when the daily damage outpaces your body's ability to repair and light new ones. And what speeds up all that damage? You guessed it, our daily habits. First up, smoking. It literally chokes off the oxygen supply to your skin and reduces collagen. The chemicals in smoke act like tiny microscopic scissors inside your skin, snipping up the proteins that keep you looking firm and youthful. Next, a poor diet. When we eat junk, we create a nutrient deficiency. Your cells are desperately trying to rebuild themselves every day, but you're handing them broken, cheap materials to do it with. And chronic stress? Man, this is a big one. Your body pumps out a hormone called cortisol to deal with stress. Over time, high cortisol aggressively breaks down collagen, suppresses your immune system, and puts the rate of cell death into overdrive. Speaking of diet, I want you to imagine pouring thick, sticky honey on top of a rubber band. What happens? It stops stretching properly, right? It gets brittle. That is exactly what sugar does to your skin. When you consume excess sugar, it floods your bloodstream and actually binds to proteins. It essentially turns your skin into that stiff, sticky rubber band. Over time, all that extra sugar makes your skin saggy, stiff, and just incredibly dull. It completely wrecks your natural elasticity. Now remember that your body is roughly 60% water. Literally every single cell needs hydration just to function. Let's do a quick test right now. Pinch the skin on the back of your hand, hold it for a second, and let it go. Did it snap back instantly? If so, you're doing okay. If it was a little slow to return, you're dehydrated. Your cells are drying out. And you know the fastest way to dehydrate them? Alcohol. Alcohol literally steals water from your cells and permanently overworks your liver. Your liver is your main filtration system. If it's too busy fighting off alcohol, all those other everyday toxins just start building up in your bloodstream, aging you rapidly from the inside out. But it's not just what we put in our bodies, it's what we expose them to. These environmental threats are highly active. UV rays from the sun don't just warm you up, they send invisible rays that quietly damage your cellular DNA like a slow-burning fire, breaking down that precious collagen. Then there's air pollution. Exhaust from traffic and generators creates these tiny, microscopic particles that bypass your lungs, enter your blood, and trigger massive internal inflammation. Honestly, if you live in a really polluted city, an N90 mask outside or an air purifier in your bedroom is an absolute game changer. Oh, and excess belly fat? It's not just sitting there passively. It's an active organ releasing harmful, irritating signals into your blood, which is basically a one-way ticket to type 2 diabetes. But perhaps the most surprising factor in cellular aging is actually our mental state. Let me introduce you to telomeres. These are the protective caps at the very ends of your DNA. Think of them exactly like the little plastic tips, the aglets, at the end of a shoelace that stop the lace from fraying. When you're stuck in a cycle of constant negative thinking or dealing with deep social isolation and loneliness, your body is tricked into a permanent state of danger. It deploys its immune soldiers to fight a threat that isn't even physically there. And in all that chaos, those soldiers mistakenly attack and fray your telomeres, causing your cells to age prematurely. So yeah, a chronic bad mood is literally biology in action. Now, what's really amazing is that the ultimate solution to almost everything we just discussed is totally free: the power of deep sleep. Sleep is not for the lazy. It is absolutely critical maintenance. When you enter deep sleep, the body's front office essentially shuts down. The pituitary gland gets to work, releasing growth hormones. Your muscles, your organs, your skin, they all go into serious repair mode. Collagen production skyrockets, and those damaged cells are rapidly turned over and replaced. But if you constantly cut your sleep short, you're canceling all of this essential repair work, just leaving your body to break down faster. So, how do we fight back against this invisible enemy? Let's break down the defense strategy based on the data. 1. Brush morning and night using a proper toothbrush and fluoride toothpaste. You really only get one set of adult teeth, so protect them. 2. Defend your cellular boundary with sunscreen and constant hydration. 3. Prioritize deep, restorative sleep so your body can actually perform its nightly maintenance. 4. Give your cells the absolute best building materials by eating your veggies and protein and limiting the sugar. And 5. Connect with people, manage your stress, and protect those telomeres. We've covered a ton of ground today, right? Everything from the bacteria throwing a party in your mouth to the tiny little DNA caps inside your cells. Your body has been working tirelessly for you since the exact second you were born. It hasn't gone on strike, and it definitely hasn't asked for a salary. So looking at everything we've explored today, what one habit are you going to change this week to finally say thank you? Think about it. Thanks so much for joining me on The Sixth Planner, and I'll catch you on the next one.